Okay, in this video I'm going to be covering how to manipulate an existing topo surface. Um, Sometimes in designs we need to change some features, specifically along creeks and things like that to accommodate our bridge. Um, or just clean up certain features maybe on the landscape that are erosional features or things we want to kind of fix as part of the design. Um, So the idea is we have an existing topographic surface. So this is our surveyors went out and surveyed, and this is the surface that we've gained from them. And we have it set to 1 foot contours for viewing purposes. Um, but right now it's essentially locked. It's one single surface. We really can't do anything to it. We can change the definition, we can add some things, but it's hard to really fix a lot of what's going on in here if it remains this single surface. So I'm going to provide an example of how to take this existing surface um, and change it and basically create a new surface that would be our FG surface, with which we could then combine even our corridor if we wanted. Um, but just as a quick example, I want to show, let's say for instance, this erosional channel coming in here. And say we wanted to clean that up. We think we've handled a lot of the drainage coming through, and we want to just close this and create a single channel here. So I'm going to turn off the corridor, and we're just going to be looking at this surface here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go in and actually extract the contours from our surface. And so if we click on our surface, we can come up to our ribbon, which pops up the special surface ribbon, and we want to extract from surface, and we want to extract objects. And so it gives you a choice of different objects you can extract. You can extract just specific contours, or you can extract the whole thing. We're gonna pull everything out of here. Hit OK, and although it looks like nothing happened now, when we highlight, we are hovering over individual polylines. So now each contour from that surface we have turned into polylines. Now the actual surface is still there underneath all of this, so you didn't change anything on that. So we can just turn it on the contours and triangles. So you can see there's still that surface there, but we're just going to turn it off for no display. But now we have individual polylines that we can edit and manipulate if we want to. So there's multiple ways we can go about doing this. So we're just going to come in and kind of, what we want to do is just smooth this out to essentially eliminate this. So for some of these, like this one, we can use just grip edits, and we can remove some of these vertices, right? Very simply. But as we move back, obviously there's getting to be more and more vertices that we would need to remove, and that gets to be kind of a lengthy process here. So one thing we could do is draw our own polylines to match. So if we just type PL for polyline and we click endpoint to endpoint here. Now this contour, each polyline can have a single elevation, which it has here. So this is 869. When we draw a polyline and snap it to another polyline which has an elevation, it will assume that same elevation, okay? Or at least the elevation of where you started. Now from that, we can select our polyline and just trim this out and trim out this back part here. So that's what we're going to do basically all the way through. We're just going to connect them across. Now we can get a bit more detailed with this if we wanted, but for right now, just for the example, we're just going to work our way up the hill and just come straight across. Okay, so now Now we've hit the top here, and so there's going to be some issues as we move further up because there's still a few contours up here. But for right now, we're going to clean up what we can. Now we'll just verify. Now that's 876, and we click on that one. They're both still 876. So we're just going to start trimming these back. Start at the bottom and trim them one at a time. Okay, and just work our way kind of up the hill here, or the bank. Now you'll note sometimes they're not trimming because now we've lost the connection on both sides, so we need to kind of trim both sides here. Okay, whereas before they were looped and connected, so now we need to actually trim and select both sides. So again, this is retaining everything below and above here as we're going through this. So we got one last one. We're going to trim that top, and we'll trim this top. Okay, so now we've established this full bank line here, the top of the bank. Now there's still things. We have this 877 and 877. Now we could go in, and probably what we'll do here is we're just going to connect these two because we don't know where they go back here, and we'll just trim that out just for good measure. Okay, so now we've cleaned this up. Okay, but we still don't have a surface. Now we could do other things, and probably for this project it would be good. Now you can see where the previous bridge, they had basically built vertical walls inside here, in their head walls, and so they actually pinched in the creek banks quite a bit. So for this one, we would actually want to move the banks back to their natural position coming through here. Now we have a big ditch here we may want to fill in as well. So there's a lot of things we could mess with here if we wanted to. But for right now, we're just going to clean this part up. So, but all we've done is draw polylines. We still don't have a surface to create from this. Let me turn these features. Oops. I'll turn the feature lines off. I think this, or these were on a different layer here. Turn these on a separate layer to turn them off, just to get them out of here so they don't get included in the process. So what I want to do is create a brand new surface. So I'm just going to create surface. We'll put it on, we'll call this the border layer, just something different, and we're just going to name it new surface. Okay, when I create a new surface, sometimes I like to use contours and triangles just because it helps you really see what's going on in the boundary, and it will overlap any of these contours, and so we can see where it picked up and where it didn't if we have any issues there. We're gonna hit OK. So there's nothing in there right now. We just basically made a Civil 3D object, but there's no definition to it. So what we want to do is provide it a definition. Okay, and we're going to use all of these contours. Now note, the bulk of these are all what the existing was, and we probably didn't need to go this far out and do the whole thing, but sometimes it's just easier to recreate this entire thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to click down here to contours, and we're going to add, and we'll just call these new contours. Now there's some factors in here and different things, and you can look into more detail about what some of these mean. But I like to generally just keep them standard. Sometimes I unclick the filling gaps and contours, but for the most part, just keep these at the defaults. And now we can select the contours, and we actually want to select everything. We want to select all the contours. Now this will pick up all the old ones and all the new ones here. And hit OK. Now we've created a new surface that has all of this in here. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna turn this surface off. I'm gonna move all these contours. This is one thing to note. All the contours normally come in on your major, minor, topo contour line layers, but also when you display a surface, that's what it displays the contours at. So sometimes it's good to switch up what you're using. That way you can turn them on and off. So we're actually going to turn these new contours off. I'm going to rebuild that. And we're just going to take a look at it now. Oops. Where'd he go? Okay. Well, I think it turned it on that other surface layer. We'll move. We'll undo. Oops. Well, I just undid it. I messed with my layers too much, and I undid the contours, I think. Okay, nope, we're back to where I need it to be. Okay. Anyway, I got a little too wild with the layers, but for right now, we're gonna leave them as is. So we have our surface, but you see how it's really sticking out kind of far. We're creating areas where we don't actually have contour boundaries, or we're outside of the boundaries of the contours. So one thing we can do is we can actually add a boundary. Now sometimes that's hard to know where that is. Exactly. But one hint we have is, since we created this from the existing one, now we can come in and we can see the border of the original one. Okay? And we can actually extract that. If we select border only, now we can extract that, the border, as a polyline. And so now we have an individual polyline that we could use for our surface as well. So now we could come in to our new surface and we could set a boundary. I'll just say outer boundary. And I like to unclick the non-destructive break line. Sometimes it does funky things one way or another, but you just have to play with that a little bit. We're going to click that. And now, if we look at our surface, we can see that it is within this boundary here. Okay? And we can see that it clips it down all the way inside there. Okay. So now, we've got this new surface, and we could show the contours, and we could even bring up the old one to take a look at kind of what we changed. Now you can see here, that was the old one. We smoothed that out. So one extra thing we could do real quick, we could compare the two surfaces. So maybe we want to know the cut and fill of this new project for what we did, and what are the differences. So if we highlight one of the surfaces and go here to this volumes dashboard and click on it, we can create a new volume surface. And so this will actually create a new surface, and we're going to call it volume. And there's a bunch of different styles. We can set it to cut and fill banding, just to see. And now we have comparison surfaces. So we have a base surface, and we want to make this our existing ground, our survey surface. And then our comparison surface is going to be the new one that we created. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to survey this whole area and take a look at each space and how different are the two surfaces above and below each other. And it'll give you basically cut and fill markers for it. Okay, so you can see right in here, we have our cut, we have our fill. Okay, and then our net. So now we've compared these two and how they differ. Okay, don't worry about the colors. And so we actually have a new surface down here. You can just turn that off. But if you look at the contours of the new surface, turn these other ones off here. Contours of our volume surface basically show the differences here, and you see most of the differences are coming right in here. Now there's a little bit of distinction between the two, just based on how they created the surfaces, but for the most part it's basically even here. And this is our big section of deep cuts. Okay, so that's it for this video. That was just kind of a brief overview how to create a new surface, extracting objects in contours from an existing surface, and to compare those two. So thanks.